I get the idea that pretty much any of these maps can go anyway. But, well, it looks like they're starting right now. The round of 12 game, K1llsen versus Pavel, begins here. Who you on?
I'm on K1llsen at the moment, who just goes for the rocket launcher, and he's sitting behind the Mega and Red, just taking those pot shots while Pavel is jumping on the Mega. Of course, if he would have gone for the railgun straight away, he could have maybe tried and have a shot at it. I think those rockets are not gonna work pretty well, but it doesn't matter. He still has the red armor, and he has the knowledge of his opponent's position.
Got on rail, most importantly. Ooh, nasty rocket there for Pavel to take, but he's firing back some damage. Got the LG out. Oh, Pavel with this rockets lifts K1llsen into the air, and he's just completely, oh well, unable to do bugger all, basically.
Those beautiful rockets from Pavel. Those Russian rockets. It looked like it was gonna be a sure kill for the German player, but Pavel just managed to turn around with very heavy hitting rocks.
You could see how confident K1llsen was as he moved into the fight. He's like, yeah, this is first frag for me, no problem. And Pavel just completely turned it around. Absolutely love the start.
Suddenly we have K1llsen propped up in the air and Pavel with the first frag.
Yeah.
And yeah.
When that happens, there's not much you can really do anymore.
And
so maybe he should have stayed at a distance. We might get another kill in a second though. Pavel might be thinking about going through the teleporter.
He's just gonna be sure to make sure that K1llsen can't go for a steal on the Mega. And soon I think K1llsen will just retreat and Pavel takes the item, and now it's gonna get interesting around the Mega area.
He drops straight on him. K1llsen actually gets the red. Pavel, your rockets are gonna need to be absolutely sensational if you want to get a kill.
It really looked like Pavel was contemplating on doing a peek to fire one more rocket, but with 15 health, you don't want to do that. That's just too risky.
He had a very similar stack though, but I like Pavel's decision. He went and got himself some health bubbles, got a yellow armor, some shards, so his armor stack looks decent. He's definitely ahead of K1llsen at the moment. K1llsen not going to fall in for the trap, but it might be too late anyway. Rail is going to miss. And Pavel's letting him get the steal, but K1llsen's only got 114 points of health and ticking down slowly to 100. I hope for Pavel's sake that he's going to be able to finish off the job and start capitalizing from these great opportunities he's had.
Yeah, I think he's already let K1llsen just leave and just refill himself back too much. These kind of fights are going to get closer than they should be, at least on paper.
Gotta be fast, Pavel, because otherwise the other item's gonna be up. I think you've got to let go of the red armor now. K1llsen, he's gonna go on the turnaround on the steal. If he gets out of here, this is ridiculous. Oh my god, Pavel.
Pavel left with only 50 health, and he got nothing out of that fight.
Look, K1llsen had 3. He had 3 points of health there. Exactly. He's found a couple of 5 HPs, and now he's got on the Mega. K1llsen is scot-free with a slightly advantageous stack over the Russian. What a weird series of events just then. Oh, the rocket, grenades, K1llsen ties it up. That's devastating for Pavel. Less than 30 seconds ago, he should have been extending his lead.
Yeah, it should have been the other way around. K1llsen is making what Pavel couldn't do.
Yeah. I would have to look at it again to really understand what the hell happened, but that very weird stuff. Good damage from Pavel, but of course even better from K1llsen. He's taking the Mega, and the red's up, but I think Pavel might be able to get this. So he might have lost the lead, but he is going to get some resources to work with.
Yeah, it's not like the lead is too far behind. Just one frag right now.
Definitely, I like the kind of start we've got to this series. 4 minutes in, very close between K1llsen and Pavel. And I hope to hell that it's going to continue for the next hour of games that we're going to get between them. Pavel, oh, he can't get on the red. That's pretty rough going. And
yeah, not even
Pavel
able to
can't get
deny.
Mega. This is where Pavel is going to be desperate to just do some damage.
Landing some of those plasma, that's gonna help, but K1llsen landing the rail, I don't think he's gonna care too much.
Yeah, K1llsen's also just taken the red, the Mega, and the yellow, and now he's picking up an easy kill of the rockets. This could be where he just snowballs further and further into the lead. Gonna have to see how strong Pavel is really playing today.
I'm actually gonna switch to... or wait, I'm not gonna switch to Pavel right now, because he's gonna go down, and K1llsen left with only 3 health. This time those rockets have been doing some nice damage. But can Pavel finish the job he started?
K1llsen's finding a bit of health. Pavel looks like he's just scavenging at the moment. Alright, so you got 4 frags to catch up on.
5-minute
Problem is, that chance to get an easy kill has just disappeared. K1llsen's now 70-70.
Those rockets don't make it any easier either. Nice rail there by Pavel. K1llsen railable once more. But he knows how to make the moves. Here's the jump pad and he immediately jumps through the teleporter. And he can escape all those angles.
Both of these players are doing extremely... It's top heavy damage all on rockets. That's really what we're seeing the most in this game at the moment. Red's going to be up. Pavel looking for a direct shot, not finding bad damage. But K1llsen still escapes with substantial health and armor.
Yeah, getting this 50. Putting himself back to 100-100. It's not the kind of end result that Pavel was looking for, by any means.
Both players have only landed 2 rails this game, actually. Oh, K1llsen
Only
dropping
2.
down. Pavel trying to go man mode here. Shotgun almost killing him. And Pavel's trying to escape a bit. Oh my god.
Okay, here we go with the K1llsen rails. Unfortunately, they are not hitting, and K1llsen is just... excuse me. Having none of that. And just runs away to deny the yellow as well. Completely choking Pavel out of this map.
Pavel has hit 2 rails and has fired 13. K1llsen's hit 2 but has only fired 6. Which is surprising for K1llsen because he's usually the guy who's using and abusing that weapon the most.
I guess he...
Pavel, he could... If he just hit a couple more rails, honestly, the game would be very, very different.
There's one. And another one.
But it's not really enough at this point. K1llsen's still going to be confident to move around. Pavel going to hope to get onto the yellow armor. Wow, what an angle there from K1llsen, actually.
Crazy stuff. Do you know if K1llsen uses Zoom? Because, well,
I can't say for certain. I can't say for certain, so I don't want to say at all.
Yeah, I mean, at least with a stream config, that's a very hard angle to even see.
I feel guilty because he does actually stream and I don't watch it. Nicely done, K1llsen there. 6-1. Shame for Pavel not being able to bring it back when he had his chances in control there. K1llsen does stream from time to time and catch him in there, check him out yourself. They're looking like Cure is kind of fading into a first map win for the German, but he's only 100-100. Pavel doesn't look like he's given up yet. He's getting some good weapons, and if he can get a fight to go on his side in the next 45 seconds, 30 seconds ideally though, then there's a possibility.
Yeah, but look at this place that K1llsen is already having. Or well, actually scratch that. I thought he was just gonna run away from that fight, but no. He wanted to fight in order to keep the rate up for himself, but no, Pavel is gonna get the kill. Pavel is gonna get the item, but K1llsen with the Mega and the LG, he also has those rockets. Pavel can't take this fight, but he doesn't have the time either.
I really hope Pavel's aim starts warming up as we get on, because his LG and that fight was really impressive. Those rockets also were massive. K1llsen's on 59 points of health. If you can just get 1 frag cleanly, Pavel, then you can start building up the spawn kills, and you know, in 30 seconds later, the score might be intensely close. Pavel, this is it. You got the red. The Mega's up behind you. Go for that, and
there we go. He catched a glimpse of K1llsen there, and he really needs to go for the chase. But I think K1llsen might be already a bit too far away. He's just wasting time right now. 1 minute left. Come on, Pavel.
Oh, Pavel, just chase him, man. You can't do it. He's going for the red armor, but he doesn't really have time to mess around with this. You've got to get a frag pretty much every 10 seconds. Direct rocket. Another good splash in the air, and it's an LG finish. Very clean kill. Hoping to hell he can get a spawn kill, but he's not going to get it. K1llsen spawns at the top green armor, near the yellow. And he's just staying by the shotgun. Pavel, run. You need to actively pursue him.
This again one of these moments. Pavel sees K1llsen on the opposite side of the map. There's 30 seconds left. I think he realized himself that no, this is not gonna happen anymore.
He never took the risks to actually find out if it was possible, so
yep.
I don't understand really the method behind this madness. He's been playing the last minute like it's the second minute of the game.
He's playing this last minute like K1llsen is gonna come halfway through. to meet him and just run into him. Or try going for those items. But that's not what K1llsen wants. K1llsen is just securing the deal here.
Exactly, he's just staying away. K1llsen gets the last kill. It's going to be 8-3 the first map. Well played, K1llsen. I'm going to say slightly underwhelmed by the last moments there in Pavel, as you can probably guess. I really think he should have been chasing harder. He managed to get to 200-200. He managed to get a kill with over 100-100 left, and with that amount of time, it's go time. You can't cock about. It's like, ooh, I'm gonna be like Demon and just control items and stuff. But
I knew that was coming.
I really
knew that.
Move your ass.
Demon comparison was coming, but yeah, I can't disagree.
Alright,
he had the control and he wasn't really able to like push in early enough, cleanly, so he couldn't just keep running and finding K1llsen. After K1llsen lands that initial rail and maybe some rocket splash damage, it's not so safe to go for those conversions anymore. But what else do you have? You don't have any other choices really.
I don't know. I just felt like his movement was just relaxed and. But you know what? That was K1llsen's map. We're now going on to Battle Forge, which was picked by Pavel. I think Pavel's got to win this map. I think he's got to keep an edge because going to Aero War, it's going to be difficult. I know that Enjoy says that Pavel doesn't really get nervous in these situations. He's very experienced. He's been playing a high-level competitive duels for a very long time. But I really think when you're 2-0 down and you're going on a rail-heavy map against K1llsen, you want to make sure you've got room for error, basically, so that he could at least get a guaranteed fourth map in case something bad happens.
Yeah, it's error walk for Pavel though, so I'm not too worried.
Maybe Pavel will just go into God mode on error walk because we've seen him do some crazy stuff there in the past. Very possibly.
But these guys are ready for the second map, so it's gonna be interesting how K1llsen will fare in this Pavel's map pick. And I don't think Pavel showed us a bad performance at all in the last map, even if he wasn't able to take it. And,
no, not at all.
I'm actually on his point of view while he managed to go for the red armor, but K1llsen with his rockets, what a nice ambush there. Pavel just landing one of those rails and running away. He's having none of this.
K1llsen's quite low. Both of the players are pretty equally stacked. Why the teleporter going to red? Pavel's going to go through, the teleporter finds him. K1llsen though won't push further. Pavel going to sneak over for a rail. He's missing it. He just walks into the LG. You could see what he was doing, but just didn't work at all. Yeah,
K1llsen was maybe one step forward in that short fight, managing to keep the LG angle on, even though Pavel was trying to avoid it.
And now K1llsen's controlling all three big items. Pavel's got to play this one very smartly. Otherwise he could just get in the way of K1llsen when he's on these big rotations while Pavel's only got maybe 100 health himself. And he could start seeing the lead just go further into K1llsen's favor. But if Pavel can show us some of that crazy damage output like we had in a few fights on Cure, then I have no doubt that he can be the one rotating items in control relatively soon.
We just gotta see those Russian rockets come back once more, which I am not doubting at all. We're gonna have them. K1llsen wants to go very aggressive on the red though. Pavel able to take it, but K1llsen wants to make sure he gets the frag in return. That's the price that Pavel had to pay for this item.
I think that's okay from Pavel. He's managed to bring the stacks fairly close. K1llsen had a few shards, green armor there to take, but Pavel can actually contest for a big item.
Yeah, and if actually this yellow, both players are gonna ignore it at first. I think K1llsen might be going for it now. Yep.
K1llsen still hasn't gone for the yellow. He's messing with the rotation. Oh, awesome rocket, Pavel.
Yeah, excellent stuff. I think K1llsen might have expected Pavel to come from this way around to make a trap out of the yellow, but as soon as he saw Pavel on the other side bring those rockets.
Those hiccups. Pavel's rockets messing up a little bit there. If one of those extra rockets he fired that missed hit, then that could have actually been a kill for Pavel. Better making those aim areas early on in the game. He's got to stop doing that soon, because you do not want to give your opponent a good lead on Battle Forge. It can be very difficult to make back. He's just rushing at K1llsen when he's got the rail out, again, doing good damage and making sure that K1llsen isn't running around on 200, but it's, you know, it's not enough. At some point, you're going to have to turn the tides and actually get yourself your own points.
Yeah, right now it's K1llsen always become the victorious one in this smaller combats. I mean, I'm sure Pavel has entered some of these fights thinking that he is able to win them, but it just hasn't gone to his favor yet.
200, 100 for K1llsen. Pavel sitting on 100, 120. Watching out, doesn't want to take a rail shot over here. Manages to escape from that point. Dangerous use of teleporters here. There's a rail from K1llsen landing. Exactly what we were expecting. He didn't hit that many, or fire that many shots on Pure. But I think we're going to expect a more rail-heavy performance from K1llsen as the series goes on.
Yeah, I gotta warm with the weapon a bit. There we go, K1llsen on 200, 200, and he's gonna go aggressive, extending his lead.
Very easy kill.
I mean, having the stack advantage, having the high ground, and catching Pavel off guard a bit as well.
I don't think Pavel was expecting him to be there. He kind of just strafed into K1llsen and went tits up as you saw. K1llsen hitting 54% rail, 6 out of 11. Pavel's accuracy marginally lower, but he's also done 500 less damage, and K1llsen's on 1500. But pretty low damage game, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not like either of these players are playing super aggressive, trying to deal damage in every opportunity.
It feels like a quite passive game in it.
I wouldn't say passive, but I don't know. Neither of these players are playing it careless. That's for sure.
At least K1llsen's making it look a little bit like Pavel's playing careless, but I think K1llsen's just really.
I think that's just K1llsen.
Yeah. Pavel though, I think might just turn the control around because he's on 200 armor. The Mega's about to spawn. He's looking for damage on it. Not getting any, but he still has an edge over the German, and he's got all the 3 important weapons. Let's look at Pavel for a bit, unless you were already.
Yeah, I'm on him right now.
It's going to be important for him now that we're past the halfway mark of this map. Got to win a fight. Pressure is certainly on, and I think K1llsen will be absolutely fine playing it slow to infinity and beyond.
Yeah, K1llsen not even contesting with the red armor, just sticking around in the middle of the map, watching those angles, and actually hitting the shots, because that's a way to keep Pavel under control, even if Pavel is taking those items.
Pavel's missing a tremendous amount of rails at the moment, which is going to be extremely frustrating for him. K1llsen's still by the red area, while Pavel's able to secure the yellow. He wanted to pick up a couple of smaller armors at the same time. But his plan's not working, and the time is ticking away.
Yeah, Pavel can already hear K1llsen there, but he is gonna go and secure this red armor instead. But K1llsen can also hear those sounds, and I'm sure he's gonna get in position to prepare for whatever Pavel is planning. There we go. Going for those rails again. It's not like those typical rails you have on the items themselves, but he knows that Pavel will pass him when he's gonna leave the area. He's done it twice now in a row.
Pavel getting slightly impatient. He just walked right under 3 grenades. Just like, whatever, I'm going to get this yellow armor. Nothing you're going to do about it. Even if I take 3 grenades to the face. More rails like that, Pavel. Absolutely essential. 50 health bubble. K1llsen will get the yellow. Max. Not much in favor for K1llsen at the moment.
Yeah, Pavel needs to be able to do that aggressive push. There's 3 minutes left. If he can get the first frag in like the next 20 seconds or so, it's not gonna be too bad trying to go for those other ones. But so far, his stack has just disintegrated here.
I think he feels slightly helpless at the moment. It's just everything he's doing. He's like, right, get the stack, let's go up 100, 200, or 200, 200, whatever. Oh, damn it, I've been railed, and now K1llsen's got a better edge over me. And then he gets back to it and is like, oh, for Christ's sake, he's railed me again and I can't do anything. And now he's on 60 health. He can't even go onto the red safely. One rail would take him down. And yeah, GG. That's the sign of absolute sort of, yeah, helplessness.
Yeah, I think helpless is for sure the best adjective to describe this. this game that Pavel had.
Whatever Pavel tried to do, K1llsen, it's just a rail or two, or just a bit of splash rocket, and then immediately Pavel's got to wait longer and longer. His damage output wasn't as impressive as it was on Cure, because he's able to turn the game around a couple of times on Cure very nicely, but on Battleforge it's just looked... It was ugly. It was ugly. We have got Aerowalk though, which I believe K1llsen picked, but Pavel is pretty damn strong at, so...
Maybe we can finally see a map win for Pavel.
We might do. I don't feel like K1llsen has had to go into aim beast god mode for him to actually beat Pavel so far. I think it's actually his control has been a lot more impressive than his aim. Even though he was hitting some good shots on Battleforge, he wasn't hitting loads and loads. He was just hitting the important ones that were able to slow down Pavel enough. He didn't get like loads of kills or anything. You could see that 5-0 was just Mount Everest for Pavel. And Battleforge can kind of do that too sometimes. But,
yeah.
One ready up here on Aerowalk so far, waiting for the other, and we should be getting underway. This map, guys, is going to be a lot faster. Cure, well, we saw some action on here, but this is the smallest map in the pool. Very tight, lots of teleporters, lots of railing, and hopefully lots of frags. Not going to be like Demon Claws yesterday, where they managed to play like the slowest Aerowalk of all time for the first 5 minutes. But we're in game, guys.
Yep. I'm on a K1llsen who just jumps straight away for the Mega. And he gets the telefrag. That's the perforating metal. Beautiful. Beautiful start from the German player. And he's just going to push in aggressive with the rockets while Pavel doesn't have real weapons.
Well, Pavel cries. That's whoa, a grenade. Just about made it through that teleporter. Grenade of wisdom, he hits one, okay, that's nice.
That was very wise. Yes. Okay, K1llsen left with 20 health, and Pavel getting the red armor. Too bad Pavel doesn't have any of those weapons, and K1llsen can just walk for the mega health without being afraid of anything. This is not good.
And Pavel's back to being weak as hell. He gets himself a direct rocket, but he's in the negatives, for Christ's sake. This is a what? It's going to be a spawn kill. Little flick there from K1llsen. 4 to -1. If there's anything in the world that Pavel needed at the beginning of this map, it was just... Maybe just like, he needed a minute of silence, rest, peace. You know, just so he could maybe get himself a railgun, even if he gets the yellow side of the map as a spawn, as long as he doesn't give away a frag early on, he can just play it slow, think about the match. But this one is just like immediate rage induced.
Yeah, I mean, Pavel had the weapons, K1llsen had the Mega. Of course, Pavel was expecting he could be able to wear down the Mega. Even if he'd lose the first frag, he would be able to wear down K1llsen so bad that if he just spawns near a weapon, which is very probable on Airwalk, he could just go in for the frag, but no, K1llsen had to get the telefrag. That's the worst possible start you can have, and it's not going any better.
He's cleaning up. Gonna be a few items spawning here, Mega and Red's up, but K1llsen keeps on landing his rails. Have a look at his accuracy. Only sub 40 at the moment. Have a look how many he's fired. 13 rails in the first, 14 rails in the first 2 minutes. That's 14. Not hit that many, just fired.
K1llsen is also doing a good job cleaning the map out of most of the items. Even the CLO is not going for Pavel.
Pavel's got all the weapons now, but can he actually challenge versus K1llsen? K1llsen kind of expected Pavel to drop down and kind of got a little bit confused in that fight. This is a chance for Pavel and he's going to take advantage of it. Got the red armor, the Mega's about to spawn, K1llsen's going to drop for it. Good rocket damage here from the Russian, and he hits a sick rail actually, and one more! Perfect
nice job,
stuff.
Pavel.
He needed that.
But now he wants some health because one more of those rockets, or actually anything, and Pavel is down, and there we go, K1llsen getting the frag. Probe rocket, well.
So sick there by K1llsen. Being consistent with his shots, and you know, if Pavel was able to get a health bubble and move away and set up some major items, and that was the recipe for, not disaster, but for some kind of comeback by Pavel. But K1llsen just shut it down before anything really could emerge from that. Oh, good rockets there. Pavel, 18 health left for K1llsen.
Come on, Russian rockets. K1llsen's still able to escape. And that teleport sound surely gave him away, but still. It's out of reach for Pavel at the moment. Needs some nice rail shots.
Mega's up in the moment. Is K1llsen going to challenge for this? One rail there. By K1llsen. Pavel pre-firing that one. He was so close to hitting it.
Yeah, K1llsen was just baiting it out and then trying to go for his own shot. But didn't work out too well at the moment.
I think Pavel just wants to hold sort of position over the stronger side of the map because he's got the weapon, so K1llsen's forced to give him some kind of respect. And K1llsen, of course, with the lead, I think he's just like caressing those 7 points advantage he has.
There we go. Pavel getting the mega health though, and gonna play it aggressive on the red. If he's gonna get this item without too much damage for K1llsen, he could be looking very good for the next few moments.
I'm actually surprised that K1llsen didn't try to defend on the red armor. He was absolutely in his right mind to defend with the lightning gun. He had the higher ground. He could have rockets or entry rail or something like that. But he's just like, whatever.
He decided he doesn't want to take any damage at the item. He just tries spamming those nades, and he actually did like 50 damage with those. And then he retreated for the yellow. He didn't want to challenge Pavel when he had the mega health. Just playing it safe, while still getting something for himself. I think it's not a bad way to play that kind of situations.
K1llsen still has a big advantage over Pavel. Pavel trying to be aggressive, but you've done nowhere near enough damage, man. One more kill for the German, and it looks like we're going to get a conversion in a second. There we go. Absolute precision there from K1llsen. Pavel is hoping for the best of his best rails.
Pavel is just spamming those rails like crazy. He's spamming them as fast as he can. And his current accuracy with the railgun, I don't think it's very good.
I'm going to have a look. Just 30% at the moment.
Yep, that's what we expect when he uses spam rails like that.
As mediocre as you can get, really. And Pavel, I think, just killed himself there. He fired that directly at his feet.
K1llsen uses his mind control there. Just makes Pavel kill himself.
You know what? I think Pavel would have done better on high ping.
That's possible. I mean, it's harder for K1llsen to hit him when he has high ping. And because of Quake Live's netcode, Pavel still might have a good time hitting his targets.
Like, he plays a lot on Russian servers, but he also plays a lot on German servers, because sometimes he just has... I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it a bit much.
Could be.
But I've seen him hit so much better on higher ping and play much better. I don't know. It's not been the day for Pavel. He goes in for an attack with the rockets, but another failed attempt from him. Yeah, I'll do his best.
There you go. K1llsen on 4 health now. Pavel, time to get your frag. Get out of the 0 once more. There we go. Long range shotgun. Just a bird shit.
I just nudged K1llsen off the jump to red.
Not hitting the trail though. K1llsen not playing too aggressive with those angles either, not showing himself too much. And he doesn't need to go for that risky shot. And the more time he wastes from Pavel trying to look for those angles, the better.
I like that Pavel's at least playing out the game. Showing that.
Oh boy.
He's trying to do something, you know. I think he's getting we can see that he's getting a bit stressed, but he's trying to just magic up something, and I don't know. Feeling bad for him, because you know what? Most of these games haven't been that close at all. Cure was, I think.
That was the close one, for sure.
Yeah, that was a really nice map, but Pavel's almost gotten worse throughout these series, and he was practicing. He was warming up for the games, so yeah, very unusual. Though you know what, I
strong. That's the thing we can say.
Absolutely, I think K1llsen's going to be very happy with that. I'm going to check the brackets as well to see who the winner is going to go. The winner's going to go versus Cypher. So
that's a surprise.
That could be a sick. K1llsen versus Cypher in the quarterfinals. That is a big match. That will be taking place on either Wednesday or Thursday, so tomorrow or the day after. That's like a...
That's on Thursday.
I don't know if it's say a classic, but it's certainly... There's some history to that.
It's gotta be a very nice matchup.
And you know what? I think K1llsen's got a good chance to win that if Cypher's not careful. And
of course, the second game we have for today, Base versus Bax team. The winner of that will go against Evil, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, they're just gonna dig their own graves.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I have to agree.
And you know what? I reckon maybe they can do something. The way that Base played last week was something we hadn't seen in a while from him, and I'd say it's something I haven't seen ever, at least not on this stream from Base. Oh my god, K1llsen.
I mean, you haven't been that much around for a while since you've been busy with studies, but during that time, Base hasn't been showing that kind of behavior either. It's just completely out of nowhere. He came in, he wrecked the agent, he wrecked Sparty, and it was beautiful.
Got himself through the groups. Very nicely done. Although I think Backstein is also looking extremely strong at the moment, but you know what, you can't ever say that Backstein will be a favorite. But guys, looks like this series has come to its climax. 21-1 for K1llsen here on map number 3, and well, it's an easy best of 5 for the German in the end.
Yeah, I mean, he makes it look easy at least. Pavel is by no means a weak opponent, but yeah, this is not the kind